Okay, so walking you guys through my makeup routine, starting with the eyelid primer, I thought I would also talk to y'all about my gender identity journey as it pertains to makeup, because I identify as non-binary, specifically gender fluid. So as that relates to makeup, it can get kind of tricky because for me, my identity with being gender fluid personally means that some days I identify as being androgynous, so that means I don't really feel very feminine or very masculine. I kind of feel more like in between. Think of Janelle Monáe being in a powerful pantsuit. And then other days I do feel very feminine. Think Glinda from Wicked, you know, a very flirty and cutesy, pink, pastel-y, the whole shebang. And most days I do feel very femme, and so I like to go all out with the makeup and the mascara and all that. So what was really eye-opening for me in my gender journey was hearing somebody on TikTok, and I would totally credit them if I could remember who said it. Somebody said that non-binary folk don't owe you androgyny. And for somebody to just outright say that from the community really just gave me permission to claim that term for myself, because I think for a lot of people who were born female at birth, we had been assuming that we were women this whole time by default, but being a woman is such a heavy burden to carry for a lot of us. It's so, it's loaded with a lot of, well, shit from the patriarchy. So to be able to reject that and not have to take that on by default is actually very healing in a lot of ways. And when I was navigating my mental health journey, which I will be making a lot of vlogs about, it's one of my big motivating factors with wanting to be a vlogger, but obviously I want to start with some lighter, easier stuff with morning routine videos. I realized that I was calling into question a lot of things, which included my gender identity, and I didn't want to accept things by default. I didn't want to accept just being a woman. Of course, nothing wrong with just being a woman. Being a woman is freaking hard. It's not easy to be a part of a society that puts so much on women. And so with being able to step outside of that very constricting box. Oh my god, you see me on the hunt for my beauty blender. I'm putting on concealer right now and I look ridiculous, but I can't find my beauty blender as I'm talking about something I'm so passionate about. I look ridiculous. I have war paint on. The ADHD is ADHD, clearly. Her she is. I lost my train of thought. I was onto something, you guys. Talking with my hands in the beauty blender. But yeah, essentially, I wanted to question the things that we take for granted, which included my gender, and to be able to define what that meant for myself. So most days I do feel pretty feminine on the inside, therefore I do present femme on the outside. But being able to wake up in the morning and check in with myself and say, hey, like, how do I feel today? Do I feel feminine? Do I feel more androgynous? I don't actually wake up in the mornings ever feeling masculine, so I kind of don't really check in about that. So then I kind of check in on how I want to present myself, because the gender identity I feel on the inside influences the way I want to express myself on the outside. It influences how I want to dress. It influences how I want to do my makeup. So the way I do my makeup, typically, the way I view it is, I use the word modular. That's very engineering of me. But when I say modular, I mean like, I view it like Lego pieces. And that's how I think of a lot of my job, because I'm a systems engineer. So I think of a lot of parts of my job as Lego pieces. I view very complicated systems, and I think of each part of that system as Lego pieces that I can stitch together to make sense of something complicated. And when you break down something complicated into simpler parts, then you can try to stitch it together in a way that makes sense in your head and make it your own. And that's what I want to be able to do with these makeup routines. I've watched countless makeup routines videos from other content creators and have been trying to make it my own. So, wow, I only just did concealer. Oh, okay, come on, July, be efficient. I'm dropping things now. Okay, just finished concealer. Next step is foundation. So the steps I just did, the eyelid primer, concealer, and now foundation, I would do that even if I'm feeling androgynous or if I'm feeling femme. These are just foundational steps that work for like whatever I'm feeling that day. All right, that's just foundational steps. Cool. If I'm feeling more femme, the next few steps, which I'm feeling pretty femme today, but yeah, I generally present more femme in the workplace. But my workplace is pretty open, pretty progressive, so I don't feel like I have to be. I just happen to feel that way when I'm at work. Next step is blush. This is a step I can skip if I'm feeling more androgynous this day, but today I feel like wearing blush, so I will. This is a liquid blush. I just put it on, a couple streaks will do the trick, and I just blend it with my finger. I don't need to use the beauty blender for it because it blends in pretty nicely even with just some of the fingertips. And if you have a question on like what's the difference between concealer and foundation from the previous steps, the concealer is more like a heavy duty foundation. If you have more blemishes to cover up, foundation is more just like for skin tone evening. I'm just gonna go light on the blush today. I don't feel like going heavy duty with it. Next step, this is for if I'm feeling very femme, which totally, yeah, down for it. I have a highlighter palette. Yep. I just want to highlight my cheekbone with some little extra shimmery pink, a little bit on my button nose. Woohoo! Is she cute? Next up, I've got my. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't contour. I tried to learn it and I got really impatient. I got kind of good at it and it made my face look a little less round, but after a certain point I gave up because I was like, I could spend this effort and time every day contouring, but I actually don't feel like doing it, so I skip it. I've learned that a lot of things in life are optional. You really don't have to do a lot of stuff. Okay. Save your energy, girlies. It's not worth it to expend your energy on things that you think you should be doing, like contouring. I think it's pretty optional unless you're doing a photo shoot or whatever. So I do the aegyo-sal thing, so you just squint a little bit like this. You find where your natural looking under eye bags are and you kind of outline it. The first few times you try this, you're gonna end up looking like a raccoon. I'm sorry, it just comes with the territory of practicing. So practice and don't go out in public after you do this a couple times. Take like a lighter brown shade. I took like this middle brown shade to do it. Take a little blendery brush and then blend it in. Aegyo-sal, I would say, makes you look pretty feminine. I would say, yeah, if you're trying to go for a more enby look, it depends on how pronounced you make it. I would say you could keep it pretty subtle if you don't use highlighter. Like I'm using like a pretty nude-y color to make the middle part of this aegyo-sal right here pop. Like so right above it, I'm adding a little bit of dimension to make it pop. So that's the light color right here. Just on top, just adding a little bit of that lightness above to make it more 3D-ish. This is the part that makes it more femme. All right, I have this like highlighter stick and then I'm just dabbing on it and then adding a little bit of highlight on that white part that I added. This part makes it a little bit more feminine, which I also add a little bit to my inner eye. That makes it a little more femme. So honestly, if I'm feeling more enby, it's also nice because I get to be a little bit more lax with my makeup routine and do less, which is nice because makeup routines take a while. Whew. Okay, and then, ooh, this step is great because if you're feeling androgynous, a strong brow look is great for any gender, all right? strong brows. I was born with great brows, which is awesome. I don't gotta do much. I just take the darkest color on this palette, which is a nice dark brown, and then I just fill in the gaps a little. I don't want to do too much. You don't want to do too much. You just follow the natural placement of your brows. Color in the lines, please. Do not color outside the lines. You will end up looking like Frida Kahlo. She's beautiful, but that is a look. Unless you're trying to go for that, don't do that. Okay, so last but not least, we've got mascara. So this one is if you're looking to be extra girly. I think curling your lashes and adding mascara will make you look pretty femme. So this reminds me of a guillotine, but it's like a guillotine for your eyelashes. Oh, why did my eyes water when I said that? They were like, how could you say that on us? Now my eyelashes are always looking down. They're like, we're introverts. We look down at the ground. We don't want to make eye contact with nobody. And then I do the bottom lashes. This used to scare me before, but I've gotten braver. I think the more you bring things close to your eyeballs, the braver they get, and they just get desensitized over time. So yeah, if I get clumps, I just kind of pick at them until they look smooth. There we go. And then make the other eye symmetrical so you don't go out into the world looking weird. Alright. Yeah, I like this mascara a lot because it lasts a long time. And the one thing to know about this brand though is you need a specific mascara remover that has a wand attachment, because if you don't, this thing stays on for like days. So make sure you have this brand's mascara remover, because this is called the Heroin Make. This does not come off if you don't have this brand's specific remover. Here's the remover that you want. It has a wand that you like swipe up on your eyelashes with, and you like let that sit for a second before you remove it with micellar water or something. I almost forgot eyebrow gel. I just use it to give some extra definition and direction to my brows, which already look great, but just an extra step. This is a gender neutral thing you can do, which I'm gonna do like a dish. Yeah, I just kind of let my middle part of my brows go up. Just boop, 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 boop. And then, yeah, and then the rest just follow. So I'm only letting the middle part of my brows go wild. Just give them a little bit more pizzazz. I don't know. Make them look a little more natural. Phew. Okay. Oh shoot, I forgot I did things out of order. Oh my goodness. I did my mascara before I did my eyeshadow. Wow. Okay, eyeshadow time. It's because I was talking while doing this. Alright, eyeshadow wise, this is gonna be tricky because I did my mascara before I did my eyeshadow. Oh, dang it. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm just gonna be really careful. So I have this Glossier shimmer liquid eyeshadow, and liquid eyeshadow is nice because it applies really smoothly, and it's like a nice shimmer base. Shimmers can be pretty gender neutral. Depends on my mood. Some days I just don't feel like wearing shimmers. Like, some decisions don't have to be gendered. Like, some days you just don't want to wear shimmers. Like, I don't know. It's not a feminine or masculine thing. I just don't want to wear shimmers, you know? Alright, so next I have this eyeshadow palette. So I just take this nice little shimmery part. I just add a little bit on top because that seals the liquid eyeshadow. And then now I take the ring finger, and then I take this nice little coppery shade, and then I'm gonna dab it on the lower inner part of my lid to add a little bit more color, concentrate on the inside. Just give it a little pop. Pow, pow, pow. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah. Okay. And then I managed to not mess up my mascara in the meantime. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal if you do. Okay. Just a little detail. But yeah, okay, great. So I'm feeling good about that. And then lip color wise, like if I want to do a little bit of lip color for enbies, I would say just like natural lip is fine. You don't have to do much. You could do a tinted lip balm if you want to. Gloss is fine too. Yeah, it's not really like a rule book for this, but or you could do a bold look if you want to do a bold lip color, make a statement if you're feeling spicy that day. Oh, you could even do like something cool like blue or purple. It's like, that makes you like look really, I don't know, like fun and quirky. Yeah, there's not really any rules here. Do what makes you feel like you. I think at the end of the day, it's about showcasing your individuality, regardless of whatever rule books there are about gender norms. I think it's all about questioning gender norms. Obviously, I'm not somebody who is going to speak on behalf of all non-binary folk or all genderqueer folk, gender fluid folk. I'm just somebody who has experimented with makeup, watched a ton of makeup tutorials, has found what has worked best for herself, themselves, and clumsily has shown you what has worked for me. So hopefully this was informative to you as I stumbled through my makeup routine. It is now 7:44. I have to walk my pup and eat breakfast before I have to head out to my client meeting. So let's freaking do it.
I'm feeling myself when I say I don't need a man. They come running, they come running. When I say I love who I am, they come running.